Hey, 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 I am Lisa E., your resilience coach, helping you overcome life setbacks so those challenges don't hold you back. A woman of valor, let's talk because I know I'm not the only one who's ever had to show up while dealing with something heavy. The truth is, healing doesn't happen in hiding, it happens while you keep moving. But how do you lead when you don't feel like leading? How do you stay strong when you feel weak? If that's where you are, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about leading while healing and how to keep walking in purpose even when your heart is tender. First, let's be real. Leadership doesn't pause for pain. Responsibilities don't disappear just because life hits hard. But here's the good news. You don't have to be at 100% to be effective. Look at Jesus. The night before he went to the cross, he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, overwhelmed with sorrow, sweating drops of blood. And what did he do? He prayed, he processed, and then he kept moving because the assignment was bigger than the agony. I don't know what your Gethsemane moment is, but I do know this. If God called you to lead, he will sustain you in the process. You're not leading from perfection, you're leading from grace. One of the biggest lies we believe is that we have to be fully healed before we can move forward. But the healing isn't a before and after, it's a journey. And the best way to heal is to keep walking with God through it. Think about David. He had to lead while running for his life. Joseph had to serve while healing from betrayal. Esther had to step up while carrying the weight of her people's survival. They didn't wait to feel ready. They moved while God worked. So let me say this to you. You don't have to wait to be okay to keep moving, to keep showing up. You just have to keep trusting that God is working even in the places that still hurt. So, what does this actually look like? How do you balance the weight of leadership with the need to heal? Be honest with yourself and God. You don't have to act like you're fine when you're not. Jesus didn't. He wept, he withdrew, he rested. You can be strong and still need a moment. Remember, healing isn't pretending, it's allowing God to meet you where you are and know what to share and what to save. Just because you're leading doesn't mean you have to bleed in front of everybody. Not every battle needs a public broadcast. They don't need all the details, just the wisdom that you gain from it. Have a safe place to process. Give yourself some permission to be authentic, while also wise about what it is that you reveal. And lead with grace, not pressure. Some days showing up will feel easy. Other days you may need to scale back, and that's okay. Adjust, just don't abandon. Take breaks when needed. Rest is not weakness. Be kind to yourself. Your healing is just as important as your assignment. And guess what? Some of the best leaders led from broken places. Why? Because pain makes you relatable. People don't just follow strength, they follow realness. They want to know, how do I keep going when I don't feel like it? And how do I trust God when life doesn't make sense? Remember, the oil doesn't just come from the victory, it comes from the crushing too. And if you let God have his way, he will use even this situation that you may find yourself in for his glory. I know it's hard. I know it feels heavy, but let me remind you of something. You're not alone. God is not just calling you through this, he's walking with you in it. And there will come a day when you look back at this moment and see how he was holding you together the whole time. So keep leading, even in your healing, not because you have to have it all together, but because God is putting you back together as you go. Drop a comment below if this spoke to you. And if this blessed you, Like, share, and subscribe because we're growing together. I'll see you next time, Woman of Valor.